I've got a question to ask you. What has antlers, is purple, a long tail, and has webbed feet? You give up? Well, the answer is this guy right here. Not a very pretty sight, I know that. Very rare creature, though. As a matter of fact, there's only one of a kind. I made him up. Hi, I'm Bruce Blitz, and welcome to Cartooning with Blitz. And today, that's what we'll be doing, drawing cartoon creatures and animals and things like that. And cartoonists love cartoon animals because they go everywhere and it's funny to see them in different comic situations. And for our feature of the day, we went to beautiful Busch Gardens in Tampa, Florida. We had a great time down there. And for our doodle trick portion, a cartooning riddle. How do you get down off an elephant? Well, stick around and we'll draw the answer to that one. So if you're ready, let's get started and we'll draw our own cartoon animals. All right, let's get started drawing our own cartoon animals right now. And we'll start with a cartoon ape. This is one of my favorite animals to draw, and it starts with shapes. Apes begin with shapes, just that easily. Okay, we start with a pear shape, or that could be called a guitar. And once you have that, you make another shape just like it, only bigger. Around it. Just like that. Okay, now what we want to do is go into the face here, and we make a line like that, and a diamond shape for his nose. And his eyes will be two U shapes, and to make him look like a silly creature, we'll put eyes close together, and his eyebrows up, and they have long upper lips. So we'll draw that, and then his mouth, so all the way down here. Give him a wavy line for that, and a large lower lip off to the side. Now for his ears, they're not down in the middle like humans. They're up higher, a little bit like that. And some hair coming off the top one side, and a little curly hairs coming out the side like that. And let's see what else. Okay, we'll put the chest, a line like that for the chest. No, nothing more. Now for the feet, we're going to make a curved line this way and like this. Now their feet are much, much shorter in relation to their arms. And you'll see that in a second. We're going to draw his toes. And I say the sillier the better with this one, because this makes it a great cartoon character. Just like that. Now his arms are going to come all the way from up here. Now watch this. It can't go down any further than where you drew the feet. Feet dictate where the ground line is. And do the same thing on this side. See how long his arms are in relation to his feet? Now we'll put his hands in, going back like that, going back like that. And friends, if you've got that, you've got it made. Now we'll go back with our color tuning pencils and have some fun, because we're going to put some color in it and some fur. Now watch this. We're going to go down his arm and lay the tuning pencil on its side, back and forth strokes. Get your whole wrist into it, have some fun, let the art tool work for you. That's the idea. And on the other arm like this. Looks good. Here, a little bit down the side. And that is a great looking ape. Some light peach here for the rest of his body. And I'm just going to move real fast here, scrub that color in. Normally you might want to go with the shapes a little bit more. A little bit of red for his cheeks and his lower lip. And there it is, a great comic ape. I like that. Let's do another one. As a matter of fact, I'll give you a little jungle music for this guy. Take a look at that. How did yours come out, okay? You with me? I hope you are, because we're taking it as step by step as we can, because I want you to get it at home. Let's do another one. Let's draw a polar bear, and that is a great character to draw, and it starts with a big teardrop. Just like that. And now we'll draw his head over here, which is a pointy thing. They have smaller heads compared to their big bodies too. And we'll draw a big square nose on the end of that. Okay? And then two eyes, which are two circles. And this one is like a ball, actually, and it's behind. You can't really see it. And his eyes are up like that. Eyebrows are up. He's real happy. And let's make a wavy line here for his face. Now, so far it doesn't look like a bear until we put the ears on. We'll put the ears up high, and that's all it is, just really two circles. and some whiskers. And let's see, let's put a scarf on him. He's a polar bear. And this is what I was talking about earlier when I said that it's funny to see him in everyday situations and acting like humans do. That's what makes it funny. Now his arms are coming out like this. His claws, that's one. And the other one is a little bit behind. We can't see it all. Let's have him sitting on the ice. So I'll have his feet going straight out and his feet. Now I hope you are staying with me at home, because I started with a big shape and then we just added some detail to it, and that's really all there was to it. And we'll have him sitting on some ice. Now watch how we do ice and make it look shiny. Just a free-form shape, a squiggly line like that, and we'll three-dimensionalize it by doubling the line so it looks like ice and has thickness to it. Now, to make it look shiny, watch this. We'll just put some lines next to each other underneath the bear and over here, and it gives a shine effect. Let's put some water. And oh yeah, we can't forget, out of his mouth, this is why he's so happy and his eyes are going up, because he is eating his dinner. And there's a fish. Fish is not so happy about it, but the bear is. Let's put a little bit of color into him. I'll use a little bit of red for a scarf. How's that? And some blue. Light blue makes things like snow and characters that are real white kind of come alive a little bit without actually adding too much color. Okay, a little bit of blue for the water. Okay, I'll tell you, I got a quickie for you. Everybody's favorite, cartoon animals that look like people, or people look like cartoon animals. I don't know, whichever way it is, but we'll draw that. We'll draw a little boy and his pet. Here's the little boy. And here's his nose, and here's his eyes. And we're going to separate his eyes and make them real far apart, because that's what's going to make it look like his pet, which you'll see in a second. You might already be able to tell what he looks like, because here's his pet over here. And his eyes are over here. That's right. It's his pet frog. And there you have it. Animals look like people. People look like animals. Okay, don't put your pens and pencils down yet. Stay tuned for the feature of the day. Now for our feature of the day, we'll go to Busch Gardens. And they had all kinds of great animals there. We had a great time. So let's go down there and see the animals, and then we'll come back to the studio and we'll draw them. Well, here we are at beautiful Busch Gardens in Tampa, Florida, and they've got everything here. They've got rides, they've got food, they've got entertainment, and they've got exotic animals like you wouldn't believe. And we're on a cartooning safari today with our guide, Susanna, our zoo educator. Hi. And another friend here. Now, who's this?
This is Dux. She's a female giraffe.
Okay. And I got something in my hand here that we're going to feed Dux. Let's see.
And she can see that real well.
Yes, she can. Now, she's got beautiful eyes to see with, doesn't she?
Yeah, beautiful.
Look at that. Long eyelashes. It looks like she's got mascara on. That's right. Well, does she? Maybe she does.
It certainly looks like it. It's important for them not only to be able to see their food and find it that way, but also watch for predators. You can see they're very observant and important for a lot of other animals, because they're almost like watchtowers. They'll spot danger before zebras or other antelope that are hanging around by them.
Are we in any danger right now?
No danger at Busch Gardens.
Okay, and what is this?
That's a giraffe neck vertebrae.
Okay.
They have 7 in their neck, just like we do.
Really?
They're obviously
Well,
a lot
does she
larger.
need this back right now? Does she only have 6? Is that what's happening? This is great.
She's doing fine.
All right, well, that's good. Well, she is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And she's so friendly. She just comes right up to you and...
Well, she's lived at Busch Gardens for a while and has learned that we are good because we carry good food.
I'll give her another one, right?
And she certainly knows that's a positive experience.
Is she good at, like, which hand? Does she let that game, you know? Oh, she left.
I don't think
well, we'll eat this later, folks. And let's see what else we have,
okay, great. Let's go find something else.
Now, before we move on, let's draw that giraffe. And it all starts with a shape, as always. And that shape is, I would say, a free-form shape, like that. Okay, now, over here, we'll draw his nostril, which is a hole. which is a black circle, and then the line around the nostril, of which there's no technical term for. Even on humans, it's called the line around the nostril. And it's a big smile and a lower lip. And he had that great tongue. Let's have his tongue out like that. And big eyes, beautiful eyes. You know, there's a couple ways to draw a cartoon giraffe. One would be with real comic eyes, and one would be with sort of realistic or less comical and silly looking, like we're going to do today. We're going to make them like a little bit more like what ducks the giraffe had. And what that is a big black football shape with a white dot in the center for the highlight or shine. And big eyelashes. Boy, that's what made it so beautiful. That was a gorgeous animal, I'll tell you. I had a great time down there. And I give my eyebrows up like that. And they have these horns. Let's draw those. And floppy ears, like that. One out this side. And for the neck, well, we'll go down like this, and here. And they have little hairs coming out down their neck. So we'll go back and forth, get that real spontaneous look to your line here. Get your whole wrist into it, boom, just like that. Now what we'll do is we'll color this in. Of course, it came out great. And I'll use my color tuning pencils for this. And I'll use a little bit of orange. And what we want to do is create some shapes first, like this. And when I was there, I noticed that they all come in different colors. Some are orange, some are more on the brown side. And all you have to do after you've done that is lay your tuning pencil on its side and then fill in those shapes. It's one way of doing it. You could just use it without the shape first, but I like to have an area that I want to fill in. Okay, same up here. And let's see what else. A couple on here, I'll do that. And I'll use a little bit of red for his cheeks. Now, he didn't have red cheeks, but this is Cartoon World. And we're going to make his tongue a little bit red, although that wasn't really red either. For some green, I'll tell you what, I'll use some green because he loved those plants. And we'll just have them coming out of his mouth on each side like this. And there it is. Okay, let's go back and see what else they have. Okay, Susanna, who do we have here?
This is one of our female ostriches.
Okay, got a very little head.
A little head. Huge eyes. The eyes would be like grapefruits in our head.
Okay. Is it a female or a male?
This is a female, okay. And there's a male coming up right behind us.
Okay, great. Now that the males have the dark feathers, look at this. Watch this. Oh, almost took my finger off of that. I need that to draw cartoons.
They are red-necked ostriches, but the males are the ones that have the red necks and the dark plumage. They are real good dads. They sit and incubate the eggs at night, so that helps to camouflage them at night.
Oh, that's nice. See that? Now, what are you holding here?
This is one ostrich egg.
Yeah.
And a female may lay one of those every other day, and if she's the dominant female, she'll be able to incubate all of the eggs. It's actually a communal nest that all the females will lay their eggs.
Okay, now people can actually eat this, right?
You could. And you could probably feed a nice group of 20 people. It's about equivalent to 20 chicken eggs. Really?
Okay, well, you know what? At home, we're going to draw this egg, and to draw an egg, you start with an egg shape. Okay? So, all right, you know what? Let's see what else is going on our cartooning safari, okay? Let's go. I got to show you how to draw that ostrich before we go to the next animal. He is the greatest character, silly looking as can be, but you know what? That's what makes him a great cartoon character. Now follow along. It's very easy. We'll start with an oval. We'll take it step by step. Okay. Now right on this side of the oval, we'll make another oval smaller, which is really a black circle for his eye, and we'll leave a little bit of white in there for the shine of the eye. Now right here, we're going to cut that about a third of the way down and make big eyelashes like that. Actually, this will be a female. And once you've got that done, you want to make a line on top like that, on top of the eye, because it really sticks up on top of the head. Now watch this. This is his beak, which goes out and up, down, and that's his nostril. And the back of the head, now watch this. This is very interesting. It's not rounded. It's kind of pointed. And come down and have a long, silly-looking neck. As I said, they're really silly looking animals. Give her a puffy look underneath her eye, and some silly hairs coming out like that. That brings it together a little bit. And what they did is they would eat out of your hand. They would eat off the side of the truck and peck away. Peck. And their heads move very fast. You can indicate that with a couple cartoon lines. And very funny creatures. And I'll tell you what, we'll color this cartoon in. I'll use a little bit of chalk. I'm using gray, and I'll lay it on the side. And I think we can shade it a little bit better. Here you go, just like that. Towards the back will be a little bit darker value. And there it is. Okay, let's go back on our cartooning safari. Okay, Susanna, what have we got here?
Well, this is our lion habitat in Edge of Africa, and as you can see, we got a big male, Max, behind you, and there are two females. There's one of our females
there. Here she comes now. Now, obviously, the male's the one with the big mane, and it looks real cool, but is there another reason for that? I've always wondered that.
Well, there is. Besides making them look big and tough, it's also great protection for them. Now, often if you see even your own house cats fighting, they often go for the neck and for the throat, so this will help to protect his neck and that whole sensitive area.
Mm-hmm. Do you make this stuff up as you go along? Is that what you're doing? Okay, now what else do we have?
Well, I think I just heard a hippo wheeze honk.
Now, that was my stomach. I'm a little hungry. But, okay, well, let's go see the hippos.
Let's go check it out.
Let's go. Now, before we see what a hippo's wheeze honk is, let's draw that lion. Now, this time we're going to draw a real cartoonified lion. And we'll start with a diamond shape. This is very simple. We're going to take this step by step, just like the ostrich. Once you have the diamond shape done, which is really a square kind of tilted a little bit, make another one right in the center. And the one in the center, we're going to cut from point to point, just like that. Even put some lines on the bottom part of it. That'll be his nose. Now count it with me. 6 circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See how that's coming together? Now we'll go back and put some detail in. We'll fill in the eyes, leaving the white space. And some eyebrows. And right out of that point, we'll draw a line coming this way. And wave that line a little bit, make it a little more interesting. And one going out that way. And of course the whiskers. And that shape that we started with, we'll just define it a little bit. Make a beard, maybe make some fuzzy hairs over here. Now, for the mane, we talked about that mane. I'm going to use a little bit of chalk. I'm going to cover a lot of ground that way. And you want to be loose. You can't go wrong. You can't make a mistake. You get your whole wrist and arm into it. Watch this. Start from the top. Back and forth motion. Look at that. Really brings this sketch together, doesn't it? If you want to fill in the middle, you can. And now, let's find out once and for all what a hippo's wheeze honk is. Let's go back. Okay, we're at the hippos. Now, what was that sound you were talking about?
A hippo wheeze honk. It's a
yeah. You know, that's the same sound I make when I talk to my accountant. That's true. Okay, now what's with those little ears? Do they have any significance?
Well, it is very helpful for a hippo to have tiny ears, so when they go underwater, they'll lay them flat against their head, and it will keep the water from gushing into their ear.
Okay. I know why they've got such little tails.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, my sister Adrian, when I was a little boy, used to tell me stories that when God made them, he used up all the clay on the body, and he only had a little bit left over for the tail. See that? And I'm still fairly normal after stories like that. I grew up. Anyway, I'm going to go back to the studio, and let's draw this great subject. Now, to draw a hippo, just a couple circles. Let's start over here. We'll draw the whole body on this animal. One there, only a half circle, and one there. That's going to be his face. Now, for the body, go down and up, around. You've got that. You've got it all laid out. The rest is easy. Because on this part here, on his face, they have those holes, which is his nose for nostrils, and some lines on top like that. Now let's give him a smile. and some eyes. Now, they kind of look like sleepy animals that just sit around all day. And they do. They kind of wallow in the mud. They look like friendly animals, but actually I found out that they're not all that friendly. At least out in the wild, they're not. Busch Gardens, they were real friendly. And let's put some feet on this big shape. And some toes, toenails. And this foot back here, this leg back here, that's seen in the back, and this big massive body is shading that. So you know what? We're going to put a black line, and we're going to keep going down, and then we're going to gradate it into white, so we just take some lines and go around a little bit, and that looks like, gives a little more depth to the picture. Let's do the back legs, same way. And we'll shade the back leg accordingly. And remember I said they have those little tails because, as my sister used to tell me, they ran out of clay when they made this humongous animal. And there he is, he's a pretty great animal. And I'll put him on some mud, splashing all over the place. And he looks happy. And I'm going to take some gray again, and this time I'm going to cover a lot of ground for sure. Okay, here it is. We did have a great time down there. It was a phenomenal place to be, and a lot of fun. And there you have it, a great hippo. Well, Suzanne, I want to thank you for being our guide today. I had a great time. And for you at home, if you're ever in the neighborhood, do yourself a favor and stop into Busch Gardens. You'll have a ball, I guarantee it. Now stay tuned for cartoon doodle tricks. Now, remember in the beginning of the show I said, how do you get down from an elephant? Well, some friends stopped by to help me solve that riddle. How do you get down off an elephant? You don't know, right? Okay, I'll show you how you get down off an elephant. First, we'll draw an elephant. Okay, so start with a circle. Just like that. Now, I'm going to draw his eye and his big trunk. And I'll come back for his trunk and his other eye. Let's give him a smile. He's a happy elephant. Some eyebrows up like that. And now we have to draw his ears. How do you get down off an elephant? Let's think about this. Here's his other ear. Now, how do you get down off an elephant? I don't know. But you know what? The answer is, you don't get down off an elephant. You get down off a duck. Like that?
Yeah.
Well, that's all the time we have for today, and I hope you've enjoyed it. And for our Blitz tip, listen, when you're starting to draw, or anything for that matter, you know what? Don't be afraid to get started drawing here, up here. The worst mistake you could make would be not to try. Look at this guy. He's been sitting here forever, just afraid to put that pencil right to the page. I'm Bruce Blica saying thanks for being with me at home, and you guys, keep on cartooning. That's right.